Hello and welcome back to the final 9 holes of our chase card for the Discraft's 30th CCR Open on our Crew 42 coverage, fueled by Great Lakes Disc. This is Holt, Michigan at Burchfield Park. Chase card action here coming to you right now. My name is Zachary, and on the commentator's mic, I've got Nick Gill with me. How you doing, Nick?
How's it going, everybody? I'm doing great. Ready to get this round started. Back 9. Tim, looking solid.
Yes.
You know, there's a lot of birdies coming up here on this back 9. Some good par 3s, some touchy par 4s, one tough one. Couple of par 3s with a bunch of OB, but for the most part, these guys are looking to honestly birdie out if possible.
Right. Tim, really the last one on the card that has any chance of kind of pushing for the win in this tournament, but essentially needs to be flawless here on the back 9, starting with hole 10. Nick, what do we got going on?
Yeah, 360. You gotta kind of push a forehand left side, try and get that hyzer shot in there or a little flex. The big hyzer around the big trees.
Clint, tough shot if you go all the way around.
Just hits the one tree. He's like, how did I do that? You gotta get around that one. That was the one I was aiming at.
It's literally the only thing you gotta miss, taking that line.
Right.
Tim is gonna go back to his forehand. Likes doing a Anheuser throw from here. Little short, but circles edge. That will work out for him.
Yeah, that'll putt. Beginning of our back 9 features Mila's squeaky toy.
Mila just wants to be part of the action too.
For sure.
Austin not turning this one over in time. It's gonna flare out into the open though. Circle 2, he'll have a putt.
Yeah, he's far enough past those trees. He'll be looking.
Jan's probably going to go with the same play he did earlier, I'm assuming, in this tournament, which is the hyzer as well. That same one Clint tried to go for. Just barely gets past that first tree. Only makes the same mistake. Only this time, he's parked.
Yeah, skip through just past the first guardian there. Looking for that tap-in birdie. Get his back 9 going. Clint doesn't want to be throwing an approach on this hole, but
yeah,
it's all right.
Feels a little different.
Looking to get up and down.
Smooth.
Well done.
Bullseye for him. That'll take some pressure off of him. Austin, see the wind whipping left to right now. Oh, God. I got it right, too. He threw the grass and it went the same direction.
Yeah.
Expert wind reader here.
Good thing we can read the flags.
Yes. That's what I looked at first, but man, sometimes I've said that in the past. I said there's a little wind right to left and someone throws some grass and it goes the other direction. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Tim with the tailwind putt. Bang.
Yeah. This is what he needs.
Right.
He's competed at this event before. Was it 3 years ago, 2018, where he had putt of the year here?
Oh, yeah.
He loves this tournament. He loves doing it, playing well here. This is what he needs. He didn't have quite the first round he needed to be in the position he wanted to be. So birdies on this back 9 is the last chance gasp he needs to kind of push Marweed and some of the other players on the lead card for their first place podium finishes here. Clint wraps up his putt.
Yep.
Easy peasy, right?
Yep. Move on to the next one. Hole 11, 732 feet. Plays longer than that, especially if you don't get too much distance off the tee. You essentially have to get to the bottom of the hill if you want to throw a shot to the basket. OB left side, OB right side I think as well, but kind of hard to get to with the shrubs and the trees on the right kind of blocking it. But great birdie if you can get it. Just got to get the distance off the tee.
Yeah, it's a tough hole. It's like you had said it perfectly. If you really want to birdie it and have the best chance of birdie, bottom of the hill, center of the fairway cut is what is needed. And it's not even easy because you're just a little bit right. That tree on the right side has a low ceiling, and the left side is a pine tree too. It's just a tough hole.
Tim switching it up after the first round, going forehand.
And then gets punished for it.
Yeah, I think when he's thinking forehand off this tee, he might be forfeiting for the par. unless he really, throws the shot.
Right. Oh my goodness. Chandler bumped by the same pine tree, gets it kicked left, and he's going to find OB again.
Just things are not going Chandler's way today. Hopefully he can turn it around these last few holes here, but it's tough. He's still on the chase card. He's still battling, so hopefully he can just keep the clear head going and get some more birdies and have a strong finish.
Drive from Clint there. It's a little pinched, but might even have that left side gap to look at.
Yeah, I'm not sure on Clint's forehand. I don't know if we have actually seen him throw one yet, but that would be a good flex play for him here. Austin getting through that pine tree.
Yep, a little extra love out there too.
He might have a shot to get into circle 2, but it's you can see where Tim's at here, and anything high is super dangerous, and you have to go really low. See, he takes a knee. He's almost forfeited to the par.
Yeah, from this position, yeah.
And he got as aggressive as he could, and he's still probably 100 feet.
Yeah, maybe more, I would even say, from that position. Chandler lined this shot up and said, "Watch out, donut." And he decided to throw this monster of a smash just over everything, over the camera, like just smashed.
And excellent. I mean, he's got a look to save his par that is pretty much unheard of. Like, nobody else is doing that in the field.
Correct. Austin trying to sneak this one through. Unfortunate kick there. You have a long look at it.
Great shot from where it was at, though. I mean, he pushed that low ceiling, and he got up there.
Right.
Clint, talking about that gap you said.
Inside. Switched between two discs a bunch of times. Through this one. Immediately headed towards the woods. He went, "Oh no, I made the wrong choice." And the woods went, "Nah, you're fine."
Right.
Circle 2.
Just sneaked inside a Chandler's shot there.
Tim needs to keep this close.
Looks like a quake.
By a quake. Ooh, so much angle there. That's going to leave him a big putt for his par.
Yeah, he just didn't quite trust it.
Could be the first mistake of his round, really. Austin, long range. Ooh, click some cabbage there at the top. It's going to leave him short. Tim cannot afford a miss at this hole.
Great putt. That's a save, but also, he's gaining strokes on the field there with that.
Hardest hole in the back 9.
For sure.
Plays that way as 4.4.
Talk
average.
about par saves.
Chandler Fry. How do you
Yeah.
do that?
Right. Amazing.
My goodness. Just literally in my head, chalked up another bogey for Chandler when I saw that OB. I was just like, well, that sucks, Chandler. Sorry. And then he does another par save with another OB. That's 3 of them he's had this round.
No
3
doubt.
OB par saves, which is really 3 birdies.
Honestly, this card play this hole, great. Clint with the birdie, rewarded after all the distance off the tee. And, now we're at a kind of a must get with a tough gap, right by the basket and slightly elevated on the rocks. So there's potential rollaways here. It's kind of a layup if you don't park it for some people. But basically, you go fairway or, mid-range putter here. It's kind of anything overstable, just get you left and maybe a little ground play to the bucket.
I'm going to say it is a must get just because it plays as the second easiest hole in the day.
Okay.
In fact, we'll get to that later. Good shot from him. Heisered in towards the basket. Tim trying to follow suit. This is looking inside, but it doesn't matter.
Nice little branch, slow him down, stop, right by the bucket.
Chandler now. The disc golf gods need to reward him with a birdie.
Pokes
Oh.
through.
Yeah, didn't hit a tree at least. Austin with his backhand here. This is a little wider, but this is the traditional play. Nice and stable around everything, and that looks perfect.
Yeah, great speed off the tee there. Stops him just inside the circle there. Looking good. Chandler with a tough putt.
Look at this window. He's like,
Is he going to hit the window?
yeah, he has to go for it. Kisses off the tree.
That was amazing. You know, and that's the thing. It's one of those rounds for Chandler right now.
Yeah.
He's like, anything is happening.
Yep.
Might as well, be in a positive.
He's thrown the same number of shots as a person who has gone birdie, birdie, birdie. It's just like...
It's this tale of two nines here
yeah,
for
it
him.
is. Yeah. But good to see him get on the scoreboard. Kiss the tree, hug it, whatever you got to do later on. But
Well done from a card.
yes, star frame here. And we'll be right back after a quick message.
Since 2015, Great Lakes Disc has been supporting players at all levels, from local leagues and events to professional disc golfers on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Visit GreatLakesDisc.com to learn more.
Hole 13, 515 par 4. It's a pretty tricky hole in my opinion, Nick. What's the game plan here?
Yeah, you throw a chip shot, backhand or forehand, right in between these two bunkers, and then essentially throw a little baby hyzer right to the green. Little half moon OB area right behind the basket there. Doesn't come into play as much on the approach, but can kind of sneak in on you on the putt. Kind of a must get as far as the par fours are concerned. But Clint showing us the Anheuser play. Personally, my favorite style of shot on this hole because it gets you the distance. Like, he's right at the mouth, and for some people it might be a jump putt to the basket from there. Tim showing us the forehand. Might be a little shorter than Clint's, but still a routine straight hyzer play into the green.
Mid-range looking probably here.
Yeah, I think this is a Comet for sure.
I would have to agree based on that flight.
Yeah,
Looks really good though.
yeah, super understable. Chandler honestly just trying to keep the disc in bounds, even though it doesn't come into play too much on this hole for someone of his skill, but he's just kind of finding it today. Austin, super safe.
A little surprised to see him throw that shot, but that's what his game plan has been because he knows he can throw it in from here essentially.
Probably feels a little better with the throwing more of a full power hyzer into the green. It doesn't quite work out here, but still he might have a chance at birdie.
Tim needs to keep the birdie train going here for the back nine. He's made this hole look really easy in round one, and I must say he made it look even easier in round two.
Yeah, that was well done. I'm pretty sure that was like a Buzz SS. One of his old Tour Series discs.
Chandler in a great position here as well. He's going to go backhand. Nice and soft. Clips a little cabbage. Makes it go farther left, but shortens it up too. So not OB, but has a circle putt for birdie for him.
Yeah, he's not worried about the half moon bunker behind the green there, behind the basket. So full sun, circle's edge. Clint sneaks into the circle there. Little curl at the end. Austin just a
forehand run.
Little flick.
Flick bid for him. Not going to get it that time though. He's going to have a short putt for par.
Chandler was a little closer than I thought. No problem. Give me that birdie.
He's got three of them on the back nine. Looking like the Chanimal himself again. Clint. Birdie for him. Birdie coming up for Tim here. probably a par tap in for Austin.
Nice 3 in a row from Clint. Tim finally gonna tap in his very routine birdie.
And he's
Uses
sticking to the game plan.
Same disc.
That's how you know you're close, when you don't even putt with your putter.
Yeah, no worries.
Hole 14, 351. A little longer, tricky par 3, I would say. Sits on a bit of a mound on the right side. What's the best approach here?
I like to throw a hyzer into the green and contest with the trees on the right side and kind of get a little ground play up there. I see a lot of guys just throw like a mid-range hard and kind of force turn it over. Or with a fairway, like a flippier fairway. The forehand's a good play as well. Clint looks like he's just going to take that fairway and try to force it over.
Needs it to straighten up a little bit. That's really good still. He's going to be up by the basket.
For sure. And that's the thing, like you just got to, what seems like an okay shot will end up in the circle on this one.
Good correction from round 1 from Tim here. He's going to be up on the mound and in circle as well.
Chandler throwing the Anheuser.
This needs to miss the tree, and it
Catches
does a little bit.
Yeah.
Circle 2.
Circle 2 look.
We'll take
Tough
those.
putt. Austin gonna show us that flex forehand.
Oh no. It's going towards the forehand tree.
Didn't like it out of the hand.
Not playing the way he did in round 1. Can't quite get things to click in place the way he's kind of game planning for, but has this left for his upshot. Little hyzer into the hill, slow down. Oh, good tree.
Yeah.
Gonna be right by the basket. Chandler for 3 in a row. Give it to him. Let's
Bang.
go.
Well done. Feeling good. You know, knowing you can get these holes.
Tim to match him on the back nine here does so. It's still really funny just to think that Chandler and Tim have the exact same score on the exact same holes, but Chandler's thrown one less time.
Right.
It's just like it's just how it's broken down. But Clint with a birdie as well. That's 4 in a row for Clint. They're making this back nine look really easy.
Yeah, they're making it super smooth. Austin with the par.
Rolling.
Probably didn't expect to lose a stroke to the entire card there, but I mean, this is chase card. You know, they're all hungry. They're looking for it. Hole 15, 344. This one has some OB bunkers just by the basket, and pretty much the entire rough is OB. So you just have to stay in the fairway and essentially park the hole or finish just slightly right, but still inside the circle. You can play it safe and short if you like, you know, but you'll have a long putt into the green. That tree's kind of a glove for sure.
You have to beat the tree, and then when you do, the 2 OBs come in place so fast.
Yeah, almost immediately. You got to get kind of lucky.
So you either have a circle 2 short from the tree, or you have like maybe a birdie look if you miss the bunker, and those are your only 2 options.
Right.
Tim not giving that the power it needs. Maybe he clipped something, but he's going to be well short.
He might have went through that pine there, and honestly, it might have saved him. He might have went long into the bunker right side.
Chandler going to put this one high and towards that opening. Needs it to dip under, and he's going to hit the same tree that Clint did. Both 2 long looks for their birdies. 15 places the 4th hardest hole of the round. 2nd hardest hole of the back nine. So definitely is playing tricky with those bunkers, as you talked about.
Austin.
Yeah, baby. Let's
Ooh,
go.
right by the bucket. Great shot.
And he split the 2 hazards, or OB bunkers. Chandler now from probably edge of circle 2.
Oh, man. Hitting some chains, just not getting it done.
Gonna end his birdie streak here. Clint, 4 in a row so far. Can he make it 5? No, the top cabbage caught him. Put his disc not on the trajectory he wanted. Left it high anyway.
Yeah.
Tim can't miss a hole. He is pushing our leaders right now. And he's going to continue doing so. Fist pump from him.
Super pumped. He knows that's important. He's like, I just got to keep birdieing.
Yeah, he's looking at the scores right now. He knows that if he birdies out, he'll end up pushing. Like, he'll essentially need Marweed to also birdie out to keep the lead. And so he knows what this means. GT Hancock as well, also playing very well. This will challenge, like, really challenge him for second because Marweed has a couple strokes on him right now.
Great birdie from Austin.
Rough back nine for him, but he's kept his composure really well, gets a birdie there, and has a chance to really finish strong here and maybe get some strokes on the field. Because right now you can see those guys all really close to each other. Money's on the line.
No doubt.
At Discraft, we don't wait to see what the future holds. We build it. The future is in your hands.
Hole 16, the final stretch here. Maybe one of the easiest, like most birdieable stretches that you'll see in Michigan, but these are must-gets.
Yeah, 16 and 17 for sure. 18, it's tricky, but I think a tree came down and made it, a little more manageable. But this one, 289, dead straight. Just got to miss the 2 trees by the bucket, about circle's edge. Tim with the forehand here.
By a quake. This is literally his thing. On this hole, he said it like 4 times. He's got 4 in a row, wants to make it 5 with this hole.
Puts the flex on it.
Leaves it too far to the left. He's going to have a long look for his birdie.
Yeah, just outside probably.
36, 37 feet or so.
Austin with the mid-range. Flippy. Turns it. Tree kick, right side still, but
Short.
Looking at par probably. Clint might be throwing a rock or something.
Yeah, I think it's an old rock.
Just keeps it low.
Just needs to get a little ground action up towards the basket. A little bit. It's in circle, though.
Yeah, skipped up there. Chandler with his favorite disc.
Does it come it? This, he thought, swear was going to square that tree. But it hit the pin instead.
Everybody,
Who this
Good compromise.
Getting flippy on him.
Austin found a snake 2 seconds before throwing this. Said, I'm just going to hurry up and get rid of this before I have to deal with that.
Stop rolling.
Wow.
All right.
It's still in circle, though. We're fine. 20, maybe 25. Big putt from Tim here. It's a big tester. He just hit a big putt. Can he get 2 in a row? 5 birdies in a row would be huge for him. Oh, no. Just wide right, and he knows what that means. It kind of pushes him from ever having a chance for the win, other than Marweed blowing up.
Right.
And now the best he can do is take second if he still finishes birdie, and GT makes a mistake at this point.
Clint, good birdie.
Austin gets his par to go. And we get to see Tim tap in and Chandler here tap in his birdie. Good shot from him off the tee just to get that close.
Yeah.
You can see the emotion in Tim here, just, that moment when you realize, because he's coming in really motivated to compete, that moment you realize you're coming out of it.
he knows he can win this event, and he's, maybe feels like he left a few out there, but
Yeah.
he's still trying.
Correct. And he can
Love to
still,
see it.
you always play because you never know. Bad tree kick on this hole from Marweed. He could take a bogey potentially, but 17 is playing as the easiest hole in the day.
Right.
It's probably less likely, but
Right.
You-
Shortest hole.
Yeah.
Just got to throw a little, chip.
how do you feel about the hazard around it rather than it being OB?
I think that's good. Because if you miss it, you miss it, and you gotta either. I mean,
Whatever
they
you-
would have to put in a drop zone then, right?
Yep. They
So-
have in the past. It used to be right at the gate.
Yeah, I feel like the hazard's a good play just because like you play it from where you're at.
So I
And-
only have one question about it though, because so normally in the past when the logs have been OB, you get a meter relief off of it.
Mm-hmm.
But with it being a hazard, if your disc is up against the logs, you don't get the meter.
Right.
So you'd have to take your foot on the other side of the log
That or
if your foot can sneak in maybe.
I'm not sure if the TD can request anything for
Yeah,
that.
that'd be interesting. If you could get relief off the logs, like a meter relief, that would I think it would make the hole just less complicated in that regard. Just because it always seems like every time I've covered this hole, someone's always. Luckily, no one is here. Jinx myself in this, but like Austin's pretty pinched. He's got some big feet. Like if he happened to have leaned up against the logs, it would be there'd be just some questions in play about
No doubt.
what can I do here. Birdies all around so far though. The guys making the easiest hole look like the easiest hole. But then we get to 18, which there's a great hole, good finishing hole for the course, elevated basket. The fairway is very gettable, but if you miss your line by a little bit, you can get punished. Play here is the hyzer, right?
Yeah, I like how everyone's kind of switching to the straight play, keeping it low, throwing a hyzer just down the chute there, and trying to push the corner and get some ground play for a putt. I think it makes the hole a little more interesting than just throwing the big anhyzer up over the top. Like some people might still, but I think it's getting a lot more used where this play like Clint here, he throws it a little early, now he's contested with the trees.
Yep. The OB volleyball, sand volleyball court is becoming less and less relevant
For
every
sure.
year.
For sure. Even though it's close, it's like still like
It's going to be
barely-
relevant for Clint,
yeah.
who's going to like look to maybe pitch out, which could come into play, but this is too wide from Austin. This has got to sit down, and it does, just short. It's going to take away the birdie opportunity, but I'm just kind of looking at the scores at the bottom right now. So much more green than we saw in that front nine. It's just
Yeah, no doubt.
a lot less yellow, too. The OB's just been avoided so far. And
It's
here.
kind of funny how the back nine play is so much easier, even though it's got like some more OB and it's got some tough holes still, but just a few more that just like play so much easier, I think, once your round's really running.
Yeah. Clint just forced a pitch, which means at best he's going to get a bogey. Throwing his approach shot from here. Maybe too much angle, just outside the rock area. Circle's edge, probably.
Yeah, looks like he might be just inside there.
Number one thing you can't do from this position when you're throwing the forehand approach is hit the rocks. You want to really like land in the grass or just short of it and scoot into it, because if you hit the rocks, you have the danger of rolling away from it.
Right. Launch is pretty good off of
And in
him.
case you're wondering where that wonderful insight came from, it came from Tim, because he said that out loud before he threw that shot and then proceeded to hit the rock and got the roll away.
Right. And in that case, I mean, he like just barely hit
Yeah,
the
I mean, he
rock.
missed his line by 6 inches. It wasn't even that much. Chandler, great look at birdie there. Just off the band, so he will scratch his head. Not sure why he got the air interaction he did. Tim, for his par, is going to leave it wide right. It's going to drop him down the leaderboard a little bit there. Clint cannot afford to lose too many strokes here, because that's dollars that he loses, but he gets that one. He's pumped about it.
Right.
Saving
Take
him a
that
few
bogey.
$100.
He had a pretty solid tournament.
Yeah, 22 down. Austin gets his par to go. Got par from Chandler, a bogey from Tim to wrap up this tournament. It's been so awesome to have you on this commentating thing.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure
Awesome
to be here.
tournament. Love
Yeah.
to do it.
Love watching these guys play. Tim, tough last hole, but put together a great round. Chandler honestly cleaned it up on that back nine there.
Yes.
You know, he had just a round of bad breaks, and Clint played solid all the way through as well. This card truly shredded. And there's Bambi.
Yeah, Bambi showed up right after Tim missed his putt, literally scurried right after him.
Oh.
And so I had to include it because
No doubt.
Bambi, I mean, it's Bambi, right?
Right.
So, yeah, take a look at the back nine scores there. And final standings, Marweed shooting 13 down, hot round of the day.
Super hot.
No one was going to catch him. He made sure of that. He's going to be your champion of the CCR Open, his first win at this event. GT Hancock, Luke Taylor also playing well to finish out your podium. But fantastic tournament, fantastic cards. I was happy to be here. Nick, thank you for commentating. Thank you to the Patreon family, of course, for helping us continue to do this. If you haven't already, go and check that out, and we'll see you guys at the next event.
For sure. Thank you.